Planetary shifts, timeline collapsing, we're ascending in consciousness. We knew this was coming. This was predicted, like, first time I heard about it was 12 years ago. But the cool part is we're in it right now. And if shit hit the fan this week, you're not alone. It hit the fan for me too. And I want to show you what it actually looks like in real time as we ascend to the next. My name's Tamara Rose. I am the founder of the Beyond Human Method. I've been working with people in ascending to the next levels and accessing higher levels of consciousness for years. So going through this in real time is actually, for me, really fun and exciting, but also kind of tumultuous. On Wednesday, we had a ginormous 24-hour timeline collapse, like 3-4 timelines collapsing into one on Wednesday. It started in the afternoon and then went for a full 24 hours. And I have to tell you, it was mind-blowing what was happening. So what I'm looking at is what's happening in real time for me, and then what's happening with the collective. So yes, this was predicted. Didn't know how or what it was going to look like. So if you're looking on the political stage and you're like scared, I get it, but this is part of the crumble of systems, okay? And if you're looking personally, you may notice a crumble of things. But all of this is paving the way for something far better than you can imagine. Trust. So on Wednesday, I finished my call with my clients. We always have a facilitation call in the afternoon. And I got this call from my ex-husband, and he didn't have good news for me. And it had to do with my daughter. Now, a few weeks back, I had actually filed an anonymous report with the school county because one of her friends had told her that there was a little inappropriate behavior between her and her brother, not my daughter, her friend. And so I was sexually molested when I was a kid by my brother, and I've been sexually assaulted multiple times in my life. And this shit I don't take lightly. So I went ahead and did an anonymous report. That is what was in my truth, and that's what is in my highest timeline, and that is what is right and correct for me. Now, I know that that could be triggering for you. So if you've had a sexual assault happen or sexual abuse happen, I want you to know you're not alone. And I work with my clients going through their traumas all the time. But when something is said in real time, that's where I have a quick reaction time. Like, I don't let this shit stay. Like, I'm like, let's get in here, let's understand what happened, and let's do something about it. And P.S., this is what this new timeline is about. It's about caring for the collective. It's about less individual. And it's about not like leaving, the way I would describe it is like leaving nice behind to actually be in truth and in alignment. And I think we've been nice for far too long. Actually, what I was talking about this week on my client call was what the qualities of the divine feminine are versus our toxic femininity and our toxic masculine traits. And one of the divine feminine qualities is fierceness. And I've been cultivating this fierceness. Now, it's wrapped in love. This isn't like Karen bullying energy. And this isn't like bitchy for no reason energy. But sometimes my fierceness can be construed as bitchiness, depending upon who's on the other side of it. And I think that's important to distinguish here, because fierceness for advocating for a young little girl is more important to me than somebody's parents liking me. So what happened in this scenario was I did an anonymous report, and it didn't stay anonymous. And the parents now knew who I was and knew who reported it. They took their daughter out of the classroom that my daughter's in, and they also told some other parents. So when my ex-husband was going to schedule play dates, they said, look, we don't like how Tamara handled this. We don't respect how Tamara handled this. We think Tamara should have taken this to the parents instead of reporting it, because do you know what could happen? What they were saying is like, what could happen is like the kids could have been pulled away from the parents. This is a very serious topic. She didn't handle this with care. Frankly, if you report something and authorities find something and like kids are pulled away from parents, I would trust that the authorities know the right avenue to take. But that's just my perspective, and that's my point of view. So this incident where my ex-husband is telling me this whole story goes down right on Wednesday afternoon, right when we're having this timeline shift. And I'm in this, like, I'm sad and I'm upset, but I'm sad and I'm upset because these cute little girls who are all high vibrational frequencies, like her friends are so cute, and my daughter's so cute, and these are going to be leaders of our new earth, I can tell, and they're just not allowed to play together because of what I did. And I really, really hate that my daughter is affected by that. But here's the shift that's happening on the planet, and this is how it relates to this scenario. So essentially what's happening on the planet is we're in this dense 3D realm. Our consciousness is rising. We're going into a higher timeline. We're going into a higher dimension, a higher reality. The fifth dimension has always been available to us, but as the veil has thinned between the two, we get to choose to function there more often. We get to choose to live there more often. And now we have these two realities that are separating. And what happened on Wednesday was I saw it in real time in the activation. And again, the Schumann resonance was like total confirmation of this when it was like off the charts. If you haven't looked at the Schumann resonance, go look at it. Erin Brown is phenomenal with her report on the Schumann resonance every morning. And it was like off the charts ridiculous. Okay, so as this shift and this separation is happening, I'm experiencing it in real time. Like literally, these parents are in such a lower frequency. As we shift, we're going to go higher vibrational frequency is going to separate from the lower vibrational frequency. We're going to anchor in new realities for everyone, but we're going to become two separate groups essentially. And so as I'm like dealing with this tumultuation, I'm dealing with the sadness, I'm dealing with my own personal just upset that my daughter isn't going to play with these cute little girls, what I'm noticing is this is the separation happening in real time. There will come a time now where we will exist, my daughter, me, my ex-husband, my significant other, and we'll exist in this higher frequency, in this higher timeline. And these people will exist in the lower frequency, in the lower timeline, not like good and bad, but just like different realities. And I'm noticing that I'm experiencing it in real time in this conversation. But what I can also see is that that's the start of the separation. Now, to also caveat this, like there have been different things misaligned with my community, and they've started to come to fruition for me and have me see that maybe this county that I live in, that I love my environment, my mountains and everything else, but like there are things that are misaligned, and this is like one more piece to push me into a move out of my. But this is what ascension looks like. The things that are not meant for you as you ascend will fall away. Whether it makes us feel uncomfortable or sad is irrelevant. It is falling away. And the cool part is that what is coming next is far better than you can. Now, I know that can sound counterintuitive, or it doesn't feel good, but this is the truth of how it happens. Again, I've been working with people for over 15 years in this, and this is always how it happens. And the cool part is, serendipitously, my team and I decided that this week we were opening up registration into my flagship program, the Beyond Human Method. And so if you're looking for guidance on that, it might be inside of this program methodology, but here's the caveat. The caveat is that you get to receive 2 free in-depth trainings before you can even consider working with me or you. And the reason that we do this is because we know what works and we know what doesn't work. And so understanding the methodology, my Living Beyond Limitations training covers time, money, and fear of failure. It's always something we're going to talk about. And so giving you that right from the get-go allows you to have the tools to ascend in any way you want. And the second one is you would receive a private one-on-one coaching with my head coach and program manager. And what you do in that session is it's a point of attraction assessment call, meaning you're out here wanting to create things and you're probably not creating what you want, and it has to do with your point of attraction. So you get these 2 things before we even look at doing work together. Now, if you're in, links in the bio, you know what to do.